Hey guys, it's Core Ross, and today we're talking about Ready or Not as it is launching on December 13th with a full launch coming out of early access. Now, this is a game I've covered a lot on the channel, but not recently, as there's not been an update for about a year. And what the developers have been doing for that entire year is making a massive update that was going to finish the game. So it's going to launch with an actual story campaign. It's going to be quite interesting. We're going to go through all the details because it looks good. Now, what I will say is this is going to be single player or co-op. There's no multiplayer. Back in the day, we did play like a multiplayer beta, and it was interesting, but not particularly good. And that multiplayer focus was actually pushed by the publisher at the time. The developers didn't want to actually do it. So eventually they were able to negotiate their way out of that publisher deal, and then that way they were able to actually make Ready or Not the game they wanted, which is a single player or cooperative game, and as far as I know, there's not going to be any multiplayer in the future. But yeah, let's jump into the details of what you'd expect for the launch of the game. So right now there's a whole bunch of maps, a whole bunch of weapons and everything in the game right now with the early access version, but we'll go through what is getting added in with the 1.0 update. Oh yeah, and this is a PC only launch on Steam, and there is no console versions. I don't believe there's any plans right now to make a console version, and I don't know if the gameplay would translate too well to console as well. But maybe, fingers crossed, it might make it to console in the future someday. We're getting a bunch of new weapons added in over what there's already in the game. So there's going to be the MCX rifle, the LVR rifle, the F90 rifle, the Supernova shotgun, the UMP-9 SMG, the TLE 1911 pistol, the TPL less lethal launcher as well. They're also updating some of the models that are already in the game. Then we've got our single player mode, which hopefully we'll be able to play cooperatively as well. This is going to have you playing as one of the police officers in your squad, and you're also going to be able to pick from a roster of AI to come and join you on missions, and these will have different traits which will dictate how they behave on missions. You're also going to be able to switch on an iron mode, and of course this means if your police officer dies, that's it, end of the game. There's also going to be a mental health system, so as your AI players play through missions, their mental health will actually get worse. Because of course, in this game, you're going to see some crazy stuff, because it's a very dystopian kind of universe and city that they live in. There's also an entire rework to the AI with the option to choose formations for your teams to actually move in as well. And of course all the features we've currently seen in the game as of last year's update, which means you can customize all your weapons, you can take whatever kit you want, you can change your armor loadout. But I will say, for anyone who's thinking of picking up this game and playing it, it's a very slow game. Like, you literally cannot sprint in this game. It is a slow, kind of clunky game at times, but it is really good and tactical and fun. And I think it's, to me, a lot of fun. But I think a lot of players who are kind of used to more modern games with movements from, say, Rainbow Six Siege or Call of Duty will have a lot of issues playing this game. But if you're looking for something a little bit slower, this is a great game. And like I said earlier, I do not believe this is going to have any competitive multiplayer in the future. They have currently no plan for that. However, there is a big modding community for this game, and it's going to be very open to mods. So do expect a lot of mods in the future, and of course, that may bring in competitive multiplayer. Now let's talk about a few additional things that we see in the reveal trailer that has shown off the release date of being December 13th, because it shows some new gameplay that we've never seen before in Ready or Not. And the biggest thing is probably a revive mechanic, which in this game is not something we would expect to see, because when you die, that's it, you're gone. There's no reviving or anything like that. But this doesn't seem to be a full revive system. This appears to be getting your AI or your player friend and stabilizing their condition, along with being able to move them to a safe location where they might be under less threat. So it's not a revive mechanic, but it might save your actual teammate and of course your AI in your campaign so that they can live and continue to play with you in the future. But other than that, honestly, there's not much else that's really been revealed about the full launch. And for me, going into it, I'm really not sure what to expect on the 13th, if this is going to be just a cool, awesome, like decent sized campaign that's fun to play through with cinematics and such, or if it's just going to be mission after mission and not really have too much depth to it. I'm really not sure what to expect from the 1.0 release, and I'm excited for it, but certainly going to hold back my judgment on it, and fingers crossed that it launches on the 13th very good. There's a lot of fun, there's a lot of enjoyability. I love the idea of the AI system with picking your roster and stuff like that, and I could really see myself playing maybe a couple of Iron Man campaigns to see how far I can get. And then overall, we'll see what they do with the game later. Is it going to constantly get updates? Is it going to just be left to the modders to add stuff in? Or is there even going to be like I say, a multiplayer in the future at some point? What is their major plan? and the roadmap for the future. But certainly, good surprise to actually have the full launch of this game coming out on the 13th of December. Not something I was expecting to hear about, and fingers crossed that it ends up being a lot of fun. I love the gameplay right now in the game, and I'm looking forward to playing this with friends. So fingers crossed that it'll be awesome. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.
So, are you ready?